What if I told you that pleasure isn't just a luxury, that it is essential for your confidence, your creativity, and overall well-being? Would you believe me? What is your relationship with pleasure? You know, many of us have been conditioned to see pleasure as something that needs to be earned, that we only get something pleasurable if we've checked off all the boxes, all of our responsibilities, no pain, no gain kind of energy, right? You got to suffer before you can feel the pleasure. But that is what I want to shift now, because that is an old way of looking at pleasure. You know, pleasure is your birthright. Pleasure is something that you, because you are in a body, deserve to feel and embody no matter what. You do not have to earn pleasure. Pleasure is yours to access at any time. And I want to talk to you more about this and why it's important to start accessing it now and not wait for something later down the road until you get all the reasons why you deserve pleasure under your belt. Because no, that's old. That's the old way. I want to talk about some neuroscience around pleasure and self-worth and why this matters so much to us growing and being more confident and more embodied in who we are. You know, studies show that people with lower self-worth, that they actually have less activity in the brain's reward system. This means that their nervous system doesn't fully understand and register pleasure even when they experience it. Sit with that for a minute. Most people with low self-worth don't even understand, their body does not understand pleasure. And it goes even deeper than that. In the polyvagal theory, they tell us that when we don't feel safe, whether it's emotionally, physically, sexually, our body literally will block pleasure. That's like the thing that we're wanting the most, right? So it's not that you don't desire pleasure, it's that your nervous system hasn't learned to trust it. We don't know how to trust pleasure yet because we've been conditioned that pleasure is only something that we get out there after we're done, maybe if you're lucky, rather than pleasure being something that is innate within us and it is already wired in us to understand pleasure. So this is why so many people struggle to fully receive. You know, whether it's love, compliments, sensuality, or even joy. You know, if deep down you feel like you're not worthy of pleasure, your body will resist it. And then you will not know how to receive pleasure. Even when all the pleasure's in front of you, everything you're asking for is right there in front of you, you will not know how to receive it. And that is what I want to start changing now. Because the good news is you can rewire your pleasure pathways. That's the beauty of our brain. That's the beauty of neuroplasticity. Just like the brain learns about stress, it can also learn pleasure. So through repetition, embodiment, and nervous system safety. So here's a simple shift to start today. I want you to practice receiving. I know this might sound crazy, okay? Because a lot of us don't know how to receive, right? We know how to give. We are over givers, especially certain people in certain bodies. I'm talking about the ladies here. Conditioned in the feminine energy is conditioned to over give and not know how to receive. And yet that is what we are here to do. The feminine energy is the receiving energy. So we need to rewire our brain to understand that it is safe to receive. We have to teach ourselves our safety in receiving, okay? In receiving pleasure. So here are just a few ways that you can do that. Next time somebody gives you a compliment, I want you to take a pause. I want you to pause. I want you to hear the compliment. I want you to take a breath and let it land instead of brushing it off as no big deal. I want you to feel the compliment in your body. You take a moment, you pause, you breathe, and you let that compliment sink in, okay? So that's a way you're rewiring your brain to receive. Another way, this can happen right now. The next time you eat something, okay? So the next time you eat, I want you to slow down. I want you to actually taste your food instead of rushing through it. I want you to understand and get curious about the nuances of that meal, of that salad, of that soup that you are eating. that you might have eaten yesterday or earlier in the week. This might be a familiar meal to you. I want you to slow down and taste the flavors. Taste the texture, right? Or feel the texture rather, okay? Let yourself enjoy the act of eating, of nourishing your body, okay? So another practice that you're gonna do is when you feel something good, don't move past it, but actually expand it. So what does that mean? It means close your eyes, breathe in, and let your body memorize that feeling. So when you feel good, it could be after eating that delicious meal that you just had and you're like, oh my goodness, I feel so good. I'm so satisfied. I want you to really take a moment, let that feeling sink in, and let your body memorize that. Let it feel it and say, wow, this is pleasure. Okay, that's a little added step. This is pleasure. Let your brain tell your body that it is pleasure and it's okay. You are receiving that. You are feeling good. So the more you say yes to the small pleasures in life, the more you'll open to life's bigger pleasures, because pleasure is an energy that amplifies in every area of your life. Okay, and if you want to expand, especially in your intimacy, in your erotic area of life, in your embodied area of life, you need to do these little practices. It's repetition to rewire your brain. So here's where the magic comes in. Pleasure is directly connected to manifestation. When you are in a state of pleasure, okay, when you are in that pleasurable state, your body sends signals of abundance, of yes, and it is open to receive because you are allowing yourself to receive pleasure and all that comes with that. We are practicing receiving. So my question for you is this: what would shift if you believed you were worthy of deep pleasure right now, exactly as you are, in this very moment? What would shift for you? What would your life look like? I want you to really sit with that. And I want you to try these little receiving practices. Because the more you learn and you train your body to receive pleasure, the more the pathways will build. And that is the key to understanding being in your body. It is small things over periods of time. Allow yourself to receive this new way of being. So if this resonates with you and you're ready to step into more of pleasure, more confidence, more magnetism, more understanding of your sensuality, visit me. My name is Monique Gomez. You can check me out and all of what I offer at moniquegomez.com. And I got a lot more free classes. I got courses designed to help you expand your pleasure and deepen your connection to your body, because your body and your connection to your body is vital. Especially at this time. This is you. You are human. You are here to be embodied. You are here to experience pleasure. You are here to feel your aliveness and your true calling. So that begins with understanding how to receive. So remember, pleasure is not a reward. It is your birthright. The more you embrace it, the more life will meet you and the more you will receive. You take care and you let me know how this goes. You can leave a comment below. Make sure to follow this channel and anywhere else that I am, moniquegomez.com. Love to hear from you. Take care.